Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, the podcast for new and aspiring indie authors.
We're your hosts, Rachel and Rob, here to help guide you on your writing journey.
Join us each episode as we share tips, insights and practical advice to help you take the next steps towards becoming a successful indie author.
Whether you're working on your first book, navigating self-publishing, or looking to connect with fellow indie authors, this is a place for you.
So grab your notebook, settle in, and let's hit the road to your publishing dreams.
Because right in the end, it's just the beginning.
Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap. I forgot our podcast name then, and this is episode 16, and I am the amazing Rachel, and this is...
And I'm Rob, not so amazing. Good morning. What do you think of the weather now? Given that people will listen to this, yeah, but they might be listening. I mean, this is a week last Tuesday when we record this for when it's going out. So I hope it's sunny then too, so we can all celebrate in the sunshine.
Yeah. Well, when this goes out, I will be in Ireland, and you will have been to Ireland.
I'll have been to Ireland, yeah. I'm going there tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? What day are we on? Tuesday? No.
Tomorrow, on, Wednesday tomorrow.
Going on Thursday. Yeah.
You're going Thursday?
What?
Are you going Thursday?
Yeah, that's why I just said I'm going Thursday.
So...
yeah. I'm going Thursday, off to Galway, because we love Galway. Yeah, be nice.
Yeah, I'm on the same flight as Adam, I think.
Are you? You said that there's only one flight. Is there only one flight a day?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I imagine there'll be a load of you on there, even though...
Northern authors.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And where are you going, Rachel?
Shannon.
Why, Rachel?
For the Irish publishing show. It's only a small one as well. I think there's only 250 places.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't realise it was that small, but...
Yeah,
unfortunately I can't go because, well, I'll have just been... the missus would kill me, you know. I just said, right, we've had a lovely weekend, a lovely long weekend. I'm staying in the place you love more than ever, and you get home, sort the kids out, and just...
Well, you could have left her with family, and then you go over to Shannon.
No, we just don't. Yeah, we just don't have that kind of support system, unfortunately. But, yeah. So I'll be very, very jealous when all you lot are there. But maybe next time.
Yeah.
Plus, I've got a garden just beyond this wall behind me. I built a deck in last year, and all over winter, Shan has found more and more things to put behind the shed and just basically at the side of the decking. So now it's a bit of nice weather. I'm on the decking with my saw, just trying to get everything sorted. So while you are all schmoozing with each other, I'll be doing that. I'll just be chopping wood up and burning it. So I'm not sure if I'll have the best time, to be honest.
I'll be in a pub on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'll just be in my garden making a mess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sucks to be you.
I know, right?
So today's episode is going to be about audiobooks. Now, I've never done an audiobook just because when I started publishing, I had a load of books that I put out, and audiobooks cost money, and I didn't have any, and I've just never really done it. And because now my TikToks, I'm getting a lot of people asking, is it out on audio? Is it out on audio? So I guess it's time for me to think about audio, and that's what I'd like to talk about today.
Yeah. I must admit, I probably listen to more audio than I actually read books now.
See, I've never done it. I've never ever listened to a novel on audio. I never have. I don't know, but I think
because when I was a kid, there used to be this like magazine, and it was called Storyteller or something like that, and it came out every 2 weeks, and it had stories on a cassette tape, and I would just, and then it was like loads of different stories, but it was an episode every week of these different stories. So
Yeah.
I read those when I was, and I'm talking like I was 6, 7. So I spent a lot of time listening to that. So I've always enjoyed audiobooks because of that.
Right. So before I go any further, could you explain to some of our listeners maybe what a cassette tape is?
Yeah. It's a plastic thing with a ribbon in it that you put in a machine and it plays sounds.
Play stuff. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
That's that sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, audios. I mean, like you've have you got audio for all your books?
Not all my books now because they're so expensive to do. Even if you're talking like the cheapest version is £100 per finished hour, and that's quite expensive.
Yeah. I've spoken to a few narrators, and it's around 140, £150 per finished hour, and
Yeah.
they do, if you work on that as 10,000 words maybe,
Yeah.
the maths quickly gets.
If you've got 100,000 word novel, you're talking 11 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done some of mine, and I used Kickstarter before it was famous to raise the money for my audio. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit at a loss. I mean, there's an author, Hendrik Hendrik, you know, our little Norwegian
Henrik,
friend. Yeah. He went with a place called what, Rob? No, it wasn't Tanto. It was the other one. Yeah, it was Tanto.
Media.
Yeah, well, it was one of these, and they basically he got into a licensing deal, and he got a bit of money for it, and then he's sort of tied to them for, I think it's 7 years. He wasn't very specific on the.
It's usually about 7 years.
Yeah, and when we were at SPS last year, I was chatting to a good friend of mine, Simon, and he was looking. He'd been asking Tanto, and we were actually having a beer outside the place, and Tanto were doing a podcast just across the way. So he's proper stalking him, like looking. He was asking me to look over his shoulder, and like, have they finished yet? I want to go and chat to. It was ridiculous. For about half an hour, he's like, "Are they done yet? Are they done yet?" And this is the shittest beer I've ever had with someone. I'm just your little lookout here. Go over.
Oh, well, mine weren't even dating. It was for an audiobook.
Yeah, but yeah, audio. I mean, I need to do it. It's the last one on the Amazon sales page that I don't have. You know, I've got hardback and paperback, ebook, obviously, and So, but it's expensive, and I've got quite a few books, and I was thinking, because I'm all professional with my microphone and stuff, that some of my books, I'd like to do it myself. I've got another author friend, Mike, and he's just started narrating his first audiobook, and he says it's a mission, you know. But he's pretty old school, and he's got like the little closet, and
I was going to say a friend of mine narrates his own, and he literally goes and sits in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Because you can close the sound in.
But I mean, like, with Riverside, this stuff, you know, I was playing about yesterday on this suite. I've just upgraded it, so we've got more hours, so I can have a play. And with some of the extra optional things with the upgrade, it proper sorts all your audio out, you know, any background noise or anything like that. So it, in a sense, digitally removes the need for that. Obviously, if it's really echoey, then it's a bit of a problem. But yeah, so I was having a play, and I did the first chapter of Tindered, which is my book 5 that's out soon, and it's fucking horrible. And doing these podcasts,
horrible, or is it because you listening to yourself think it's horrible?
No, do you know what? Since we're doing this podcast, I'm used to the way I sound now, because obviously I edit the show, so I'm used to this fucking noise that comes out of my mouth now, which is fine. But there's certain ones of my books that I'd like to do myself, just because, like, my blog book is me, so I'd like to, it needs to be me. And also Tindered, was when I started writing it. It was a journal. It was my journey through playing on the Tinder app and stuff. And most of it's real. Most of, if anything, I've toned down the book. So it is all me. So I'd like to do that one too. And I did the first chapter, and I find that I speak really, really quickly when I'm in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
So I need to slow that down a little bit, and also not be reading, get the expression across, which is how I heard it in my voice when...
Yeah.
Heard it in my voice. How I heard it in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. How I heard it in my head when I was writing the chapter.
Yeah, I think sometimes when the author reads them, it comes out so much better. So I was listening to Corey Taylor's book. He's the lead singer of Slipknot, and because he's reading it, he can literally put all the bits in it and get the emphasis on the words he wanted emphasized. So it made the book so good because it was literally read as if it was his brain rather than him just reading his book.
Yeah, and that's what I'd like to do. And I mean, it was my first try. It was my first try for this first chapter. But I felt like, because I do know what the emphasis the characters are going through, if it's sarcasm, I put that in, and all those kind of things that if you're a narrator, you might miss. It's like the nuances, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you get it right, it comes across great. And a sentence can be just monotone and boring, or it can be really, really funny if you get it right. So I'm going to continue. I mean, it's 87,000 words, and I've done the first chapter. I'm going to redo it because that was just a practice one. But yeah, I think I'd like to do that one. But I also want to get some other books done. So who did you go with when you deciding?
My first two books I did with just people. I went on Audible and did I own the rights, so I can put it everywhere kind of thing. Just paid them to do it.
Right.
I've got two different narrators I used. One of them actually had been in Downton Abbey, so he did it really good, but he was an arsehole to work with. He was trying to charge me for all sorts, and luckily, because I'd had the experience with the other narrator first, and he was dead friendly, I could ask him loads of questions, see if this second narrator was trying to rip me off, and he's like, yeah, it's time to pack it in. But so it was all done through Audible, and then my other audiobooks I've done through Audible, but with a royalty share, because I was just like, I just can't fund all these audiobooks.
So what? So say you went with Audible. That's ACX, isn't it? The platform where you do it, basically.
Yeah.
So what, like, percentage of profit would you get if you went with how in control are you? So if you wanted to put your audiobook at £10 a copy, say, are you able to do that? Or is there...
I don't know, you can't pick the price, they pick the price. But so if you do it the first way I did it, where you get someone to record it, I just have, because on ACX there's a bit where you can like put up a chapter and get people to audition.
Yeah.
And then you can say you're either looking for them to just record it for you and you're going to just pay them a flat fee and then they never get another penny, or you can do a royalty share version. So the first couple I did where I was just paying for them to do the audiobook, and I can't remember what your question is now. Oh yeah, the control. And because I paid for it outright, it means I can put that audiobook anywhere. And so I could put it on Findaway Voices, which is an aggregate company which will get it on all the other platforms.
Yeah, it's like the draft to digital of audio, isn't it?
But I don't a while ago, I don't recall ever setting the prices. The only thing I could do was give, I don't think they do it anymore. I think because I have like a legacy account with ACX, you used to be able to get codes, so you could give audiobooks to people for free, like ARC readers.
Yeah, I think they still do things like that.
Yeah. So I don't think you so much control the price, but with the way we are now in the indie world, and everyone has like Shopify and PayHip and stuff like that, if you pay for it outright, you can sell it on your own website, and then you can dictate the price. So all the other companies might set the price, and you'd be like, well, yeah, but you can get it cheaper from me here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can remember the only...
I was going to say, then you can put it on things like Spotify and YouTube as well if you own it.
Yeah, I mean, the only person I have a point of reference of this is Adam A.P. Beswick, because
Yeah.
I can remember when he had Forest of Vanity Valor out, and he funded his audiobook production through his first Kickstarter. I think that's right. And I've met his narrator, Aaron. He's fantastic. He's got this very very deep English, ye old English. He speaks like that as well. it was just a bit bizarre when we went to Adam's. What was it now? He was releasing his Spirit Beast, and and I went over to Oswald Trussell, and Aaron was there, and there was a few others. And when I was speaking to him, I imagined he'd be like, "All right, mate, how you doing?" you know, and instead he was speaking in this voice that I've heard on Adam's audiobooks and stuff, and that was a bit bizarre, like having a chat with him. And I was talking to him for a while about audio and stuff. But I can remember when A.P. Beswick, it was his first bestseller, I'm sure, was the audio version of the second book, A Sea of Sorrow and Scorn. And I'm sure it was priced at like 28 quid or something on Amazon.
Yeah. So I think because Amazon, most people, like I know I do, if I'm getting an audiobook off Amazon, I get it through Audible, so it's 1 credit.
Right.
Yeah, and so it works out. And because I really do listen to a lot of audio, I have like the yearly subscription, so it means every credit costs me like £3.50. So
right, so that's how they do it. So even though face value is 28 quid, say,
yeah,
the other side of it is a bit like, not really like page reads, but you get credits for being part of the audiobook club.
Yeah. Which is that's how I listen to audios. Is I have the if you just get the monthly credit with Audible, it's probably gone up now. It used to be like $7.99, which is still not $28.99. It's probably like a tenner.
Because he sent me a screenshot going, first bestseller, what the fuck? And I was like, 28 quid?
Yeah.
How? What? who are these people that are consistently buying it to make it a bestseller?
He's probably got a bestseller because he's probably gone through Audible. I don't really know why anyone would just buy it outright on Amazon, because you can literally just get it through Audible.
So another question is, what's like the royalty split on audiobooks, because it's a little bit different from the 70%.
I think I'm pretty sure, I'm going off memory because it's a long time ago. If it's something like you want to own it outright, I think it might be as low as 25%.
How much?
25%, or even it could be 25 or 40%. I know it's
For
not.
you?
I know it's not as good as your ebooks.
That's shit.
It is. And the royalty share is pretty similar as well. I think if you do a royalty share version and you go exclusive with them, I think it raises it up to about 40%.
It's 40%, but you're doing a royalty share of that 40%.
You're doing a royalty share, yeah. Yeah.
So because you're doing a royalty share of that 40%, you'll be back down to 25 anyway, probably. Or something.
Yeah.
Right,
but the good plus side of the royalty share is you've also got the narrator, who it's in their interest to also promote the book.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I think I'd like to do, because this is my next book that's out, and I'm doing quite a few TikToks on this book now. It's the best one. It really is. I mean, like, lovers of the series, they always love Meat Market because it's the first one, and then it goes through the series. But then some of my most trusted superfans, I said the last year, do you want to try this? And just let me know, because I'm always scared that it's not funny. Because not only do you have to write a book, and make it engaging and stuff, because you've decided it's going to be funny, it needs to be fucking funny. Otherwise, it's boring. And so I'm always really like, oh, is it, have I got across how I want it to? And so I gave them Tindered, and they read it, and a couple of them, Meat Market is their favourite book ever, which is lovely. Or maybe they're just saying that to suck up to me. But so the super, super fans, and they said that Tindered was funnier. So I'm like, still got it, kind of thing. Brilliant. I'm so glad. And I think they'd tell me if they didn't, they would tell me if it was shit, because that's what I ask of them, and I don't want smoke blowing up my arse. So yeah, I'd like to, I think starting on the most recent book with audio is the way to go, and then I'll wait my way back through them. I guess if it isn't so much of a, it's a lot of work in it. I mean,
it's like writing a whole book again.
It is, isn't it? I mean, in a sense, because I did this chapter yesterday, the first chapter, and it's not a long chapter. It's only about 1,200 words, and I kept fucking up, obviously, and I was doing it, and then I just repeat what I was doing. I sort it out in the edit. So when I read it with all the fuck ups, it was 16 minutes long. I spent an hour and a half then going through the audio, finding the bits and this, that, and the other. And then by the time I'd edited it, it was about 8 minutes long, I think. But it had just taken me about 2.5 hours to do one of the smaller chapters. And I'm like, I could have written that quicker,
Yeah.
But was that the dog?
Yeah, Hannibal. I'm calling him now.
But yeah, I mean, I did a sample and I put it on TikTok last night, and I asked, and I sent it to some of my people who are reading the books at the moment, and said, "What do you think if I was to do it?" And said, and a few of them came back and said, like, "That's the accent, that is the northern accent is the perfect accent to have this sort of book in." And I was like, "Well, that's great because it's my accent and it's the one." It's the one that I hear when I'm writing, so it's as authentic as possible in my eyes, kind of thing.
I think if you can do it yourself, it'll be the best financial way to do it.
Financially, it will.
Because you'll literally own all the rights to it, and then you can put it on whatever platform you want.
Yeah, and then there's the other. How do you make it? I mean, you won't know this, will you?
You would do it in I would imagine it would be done in Adobe. The Audition, is it Adobe Audition?
No, what I mean is, right, say I do this whole book, so I'll have 33, I'll have 33 MP3 files.
You literally upload them. I have to do this because the two that I bought outright, they sent me the MP3s and I had to. And you would literally so have you ever been in the back of like ACX or Findaway?
Have I ever done what?
Have you ever been in the back end of ACX or Findaway Voices or anything like that?
No, I'm just on the.
You literally upload it chapter by chapter.
Talking over each other. This is all not going to be in.
Shut up.
So ask me again. Have you
ever been in the back end of ACX or?
Now you're shouting it though. So you're just talking also, and now you're shouting it. So when I go back to it, it's going to be all weird and like, this is what it's going to sound like. I'm keeping it all in now. This is what it's going to sound like. It's going to be like, yeah, so then we did this. And what are you doing? Just talk normally, and then the levels will be fine. Don't shout because I've asked you to repeat something. Because then, if I edit it out, I'm not editing it out now, but if I had have edited it out, it would have been really weird. Like, 1 minute you're just chatting, and then the next minute you're fucking deaf.
Yeah, you have a wife. I'm sure when she's going to repeat herself, she shouts at you.
So ask me the question again.
I can't remember what it was now. Oh yeah, have you ever been in the back of ACX or Findaway Voices?
No, I've only been on the sales page reading the bits.
Yeah, so if you go in the back, you literally upload it chapter by chapter. So when you finish the chapter, you can go and upload that.
Right. Okay. So yeah, because that's what I was wondering, because it will be chapter by chapter, so you can.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, when
it's good because if you want to edit something, you can like just pull that one chapter down and redo it.
Okay, yeah. Because I was wondering if it'd be, I've got all these MP3s and then I have to like merge them all together, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't be with it because listeners will obviously want to skip to whatever chapter,
Yeah.
so it will be 33 separate files. Another thing though, because I've never listened to an audio in my life, audio novel, does it say like chapter 1,
Yeah.
Rachel shouts for no reason, and
Yeah.
then
It literally says whatever it says on the page in your book.
right. And another thing that I found, I mean, I might have to edit it a little bit because when you're writing and you've got dialogue, and my books are dialogue heavy. When you've got dialogue and you say she says this, this, that, and the other, you go to the next line, and then it's the next person talking. And as a reader, you can keep up with that. Back and forth. You don't have to be I said, she said, this, that, and the other. You can just do it. So with audio, because you don't have that line, I guess you can change or pause, or you don't have to keep saying, this, that, and the other, he
You'd
said.
still have he said, she said, because you literally read it word for word in the book.
But I don't, is what I mean. So if two people are talking, it's just going back and forth.
Yeah. Do you not have that written in the books?
Not a lot. I mean, there will be little bits, but
yeah,
no.
just signposting, but not all the way through.
Yeah, so
but
I guess it'd have to be. I'll have to add a few, but
yeah,
if I can just change my tone a little bit, or
that's
just
what they. One of the best ones that I listened to in audio was the Harry Potter series, because it's read by Stephen Fry,
brilliant.
and he does all different voices and different accents for each character. So whenever it's anyone speaking, by the time you're at chapter 3, you know what character it is without him going, Hagrid said, or Harry said.
Yeah.
So,
right.
yes.
Okay. It's just, I really want to do it. It's just the time. I need to start thinking about the time that it'll take me, though. And just one chapter at a time.
It
like
is
you're
literally
writing.
one chapter at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be good, that. I mean, yeah. That's all I've got for this episode now.
Have someone, so when you're doing it, have someone, so if you've got some super fans off your Patreon, so this is what I did, I sent them a free copy of the book, although they already had it, but I sent them Google Doc of the book, and I asked them to listen to it and read and go through the pages as they were listening.
Yeah.
And they'll do that for you. You'll find someone to do that. And they come up with good things that you wouldn't spot.
Yeah. But I guess if you're reading it, you sort of spot them. Because it is a lot different when you're talking as opposed to when you're reading, because like you'll shorten things when you're talking.
Yeah.
And I found myself doing that naturally as I was reading it yesterday, the chapter.
Yeah. You might not notice that you're doing it as well. So it's just handy to have someone who's going through it with you. So if you can just give them but don't give them the whole book and overwhelm them. If you can get them to do it as you're doing it chapter to chapter, and then they just go along the journey with you, and then buy them a nice bunch of flowers at the end or something. But but if you've got super fans, they're great for doing that because they love helping you, and then you stick their name in the credits.
And it's a new book that's not out yet as well. So
yeah.
I'm just wondering if we'll have enough time. And how long does it take from upload? And it certainly won't be as quick as an ebook because there's all that quality control for audio. But how long does it take? Because I heard it's like 30 days or something.
30 days, yeah. It's not necessarily 30 days, but that's how long they give themselves.
Right, okay. And then
Amazon says an ebook could take 72 hours, and sometimes it's up in 2 hours, and sometimes it's up in 12.
Yeah.
It's just like that. It's 30 days, but it might not probably won't take 30 days.
Right. And then also, because I'm doing it myself, obviously I'm going to use all the tricks and stuff on this Riverside stuff. And it did sound really good and really clear and stuff, apart from me fucking mumbling, but that's me, not the audio. is it going to be good enough for? Because I've never listened to audio. I need to start listening to a few audiobooks, don't I?
Do you have paid Spotify?
No.
No, I was going to say you can get free audiobooks on that, but you just go listen to some samples.
Yeah, that's all I need to do,
Audible.
just to get the...
If you want to listen to a really bad book, go and listen to the first Dresden File books.
A really bad book?
Really bad book, How Not to Do Audio.
Why?
It's Dresden Files, Book 1, by Jim Butcher, and it's read by the dude who played Spike in Buffy. So is it James... can't think what he's called now. It's not James Marsden, is it?
Yeah, it's he's the friend in PS I Love You, isn't he?
Yeah, it is awful. They have left in all of his swallowing, all of his breathing. It's like I'm not listening to another audiobook. And my dog's gonna go off because the postie is outside. So
So all you can hear while he's talking is
and gulping and stuff. I'm like,
gulping.
Yeah, he's like, I'm like, did no one edit this out? And I thought it would be really good because it was like, a famous actor. I'm like, this is going to be great, but it's shit.
Does he pause and just have a drink and they just kept it in?
Just go and listen to it. It's like really terrible. My favourite narrator is called Julia Wayland. She's amazing, and she does. If you look at Nora Roberts, The One, it's the Chronicles of the One or something. She narrates them. They're amazing, and you really get into it. But Stephen Fry's good with Harry Potter as well. But I've noticed now the audiobooks are going to the dramatization versions. So they've got all the sound effects and they're like done by a whole cast.
Yeah, that's another thing about. I mean, an author buddy reached out, Nathan Burrows, and he was thinking about doing like a radio play style.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, that'd be amazing, and there's my Divine books, because they're all different points of view, and you've got an American accent and you've got a British accent and stuff. I'd really love if I did the audios of them for it to be more radio play.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do them. I won't do them.
No, I'm currently listening to Iron Flame, Fourth Wing Book 2.
Yeah.
I'm listening to the dramatization version of that. If you go listen to the sample of that, it's really good. All the sound effects they've got with it just puts you into that kind of really medieval kind of feel.
Yeah. So you've got ACX, and I mean that's like a big one. It's Amazon, and then you've got Find Away Voices, which is an aggregate for audio. But where does that then distribute to? Is that like Spotify? And I don't know.
Yeah, it does everywhere. I don't know if it does Spotify, because I looked at my books on Spotify and I didn't put it there. So I assume Find Away Voices put it there.
And Apple, I guess that's another.
Yeah, all the other ones. Yeah, I see a lot of people do upload it themselves to YouTube and get paid that way, and apparently they make a fortune on there once it's monetized.
Yeah, actually, I mean, these sometimes feel like the AP Beswick shows. They really do. I bet he doesn't even listen to it. His ears are just burning. But he did that. He put them all on YouTube just to get the, and it made all the subscribers massive. And obviously, because it's a couple of hours at a time, you're getting all the algorithms working, I guess, on YouTube, and it pushes it out more. Yeah, that's another. I guess that if I do it myself, I can start chucking them on YouTube, can't I? Yeah,
but you can also sell them on your own store as well.
Yeah, bundle them up and sell them in your own store, and where you get all the money instead of 25%. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll find as well that audio listeners like to get the bundle of books because audiobooks are expensive. So if you can pay once and get the whole lot, it's great, and then you just have hours to listen to. Unless it's Game of Thrones, they're like nearly 40 hours on their own in one book.
Yeah, it's a brave new world. It's not even a new world that I'm entering now. It's a brave old world I'm entering. I should have done it years ago, but it's just
I'm
costing
playing with one of my books. It is. It's a fortune. I'm playing with one of my books at the moment using 11 Labs, and it's so much. You couldn't tell it's not human.
See, I used 11 Labs for my RJ Radcliffe for the reader magnets,
Yeah.
and and it was good. I mean, I found I went through all the different voices, and I'm like, yes, that's what he sounds like. You know, is
Yeah.
what I'm guessing that a bit of a craggled American voice, and it sounded perfect. But then it's the emphasis again, because it's reading what your words that you've put there. Sometimes the emphasis is wrong. Sometimes, like, the tone in
Yeah.
in the middle of a sentence is wrong, and it just kind of throws it all off. And that's annoying that you can't then edit that bit for tone.
You can highlight it and then regen it, and it will do it. They've had because I used them ages ago, and they were good, and but they weren't perfect. But they must have had some massive upgrade, because I went on it last week and I was like, this is so much better. But you can also clone your own voice on there now as well, so you can literally get yourself to read it through AI.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can do an AI version of your own voice, but then again, it's not going to get the emphasis that I'd give it.
No,
Yeah. So I probably wouldn't do that.
it's a good option for out there, and places like YouTube, Spotify, and who else? Findaway Voices now accept AI narrated books.
Oh, does it? So Findaway Voices accept it now. I
Yeah,
guess it's the
yeah.
way. I mean, Amazon are they developing their own one, their own sort
They've
of
got their own one. Some people have got it in beta,
yeah.
where they can AI narrate them. I've listened to some of them. They're not my favourite. It's not got the personality, so it's a bit boring.
Yeah.
There's a fight scene, but they're reading it quite monotone. So you're like, this just isn't working.
Yeah. It's I'm looking forward to it. I think it's not gonna be out, obviously it's not gonna be out when the book's out, but I think if I do a chapter a day, it's not that much hassle, and it'll get done. I was watching on YouTube, it was a new author, and they were doing everything themselves, which I love. I love to see that, because I'm like that. I want to learn the thing instead of outsourcing, because I'm a skinflint northerner. But this author was doing everything, learn everything themselves, and then right at the end, when they finished the book, it was off to the editors, and they started on the audio. Although I'm not sure why they did that. No, it was back from the editors, obviously, and then they started on the audio, and just getting it all done themselves. And yeah, it's good, that I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do need to make sure you've got it word for word, because the readers or listeners will let you know.
How will they let me know? They're not reading it.
Reviews.
Oh God, yeah, reviews. And it's a different
Yeah.
style of review, isn't it? It's like, oh, I love the story, but
Yeah.
the narrator is a bit
And
bitch.
on Audible, you get 3 different kind of reviews. So you get the story review, the narration review, and the quality review.
Right. So, oh.
Yeah.
But I can't.
So
If you get a shit narrator, then you're not going to enjoy the story. So that's going to be marked down as well. And quality, it doesn't matter about quality, because you haven't enjoyed the narrator's voice, and
but
it's ruined the story.
But if you've got your book in KU, and then you've got the audio version, the KU readers can buy it through something called WhisperSync, so they get it at a discounted price. Yeah, so it's like $2.99 for the audio version, which I actually do quite a lot, because I will switch from reading the Kindle to the, if I'm enjoying the story and I've been reading it on Kindle and then I'm going out, I'll whack the audio on the car radio.
Yeah.
And because they're synced up, you can literally press a button and it'll get you to the same place. But if I was like, the audio's not reading it word for word, I think I'd be annoyed, because I'm just getting you to read me the book.
Yeah. I mean, another thing, because it's not out yet, the book, if I'm reading it and I say something that's better, then I can just edit the text,
Edit the
you
book.
know?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So what percentage of your sales are audio? Because I keep seeing these people, because they'll do like usually at the end of year, I've made X, Y, Z, but that doesn't include Ingram Sparks and
Yeah.
audio. So what percentage is yours? Your audio? Do you think if you've ever worked it out?
I've never really worked out because I don't have that many in audio. Like I've got 51 books and 5 of them are audio.
All right. So yeah,
So it's like, so it's really low, but it doesn't do me, it's not a terrible income, but it's not a livable income off my audio because there isn't the rest of the books there just because it's expensive. So I need to,
yeah.
it was one of those things, it was like, I was doing Kickstarters to raise the money and I just got a bit fed up doing it because it was like, right now I need another Kickstarter to get the next one out.
Yeah, especially if you're putting out as quickly as as you are doing, or at least
Yeah.
getting everything
And
ready.
and it's because I've got like a 20 odd book series in there. It's a lot to raise. If you think,
30 grand,
you know, you think you're doing 100 and they're all big books. So if you're doing, I don't know, £1,500 a book times 22, it's a lot of money.
yeah.
You
That's what's always the reason that I haven't really done it. Just because, I mean, I should have just done it every time a book was out. At the beginning, when you've got like 1, 2 books out, and someone said, "Right, now you give us 3 grand, and you might get a few sales." You just think, "Oh,
exactly.
no,
Yeah.
yeah." And so I've never, I just haven't. And I was chatting to
No.
an audio week person at SBS last year, and they do kind of like a royalty share thing and stuff. But I think I'm going to start my own with my voice, and so I might really start enjoying it and do them all, because I could do with this particular series. Mm.
Yeah. I think with mine, because I've got so many, I think it would be one of those ones where I'd go and speak to someone like Tantor or something and see if I'd get a deal with them
Yeah,
rather than do it myself because it's a massive investment and you're already in a big minus before you start getting back in the profit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've got one of my authors that are helping out, and he straight away he was he's getting his brother to narrate. His brother's done a bit of narration and stuff, and before he had the book finished, his brother was narrating the chapters that because he was sending his chapters off to the editors as well. So chapter
Yeah.
by chapter, so he had the finished chapter, and then he'd send it off to his brother. So it's nearly done before he's even launched a book. And like, yeah, that's what you need. You need that
Yeah.
kind of production line. Yeah. Well, this has been a lovely chat about audio.
And we actually stayed on topic.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about next week?
So in our little editorial document that we have,
Yeah.
I went and started to brainstorm some new episodes for us. Obviously, haven't told you they're in there to go and read yet. So the first couple I've got down is how to write a compelling first chapter to hook your readers.
Yeah.
And the other idea I had was how to nail your dialogue so that it feels natural.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So we've got 2 there, but
they could go in
both
an
crafty
episode.
ones. I think they'd both be 2 episodes on their own because there's loads of stuff you can talk about.
Yeah, and also we don't stay on point either, so the minutes fly by.
We waffle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the waffle. You always have to take into account the waffle, don't you?
Yeah. So I made a start on our editorial calendar. And it's there for you to go and look at.
Right. So
Which you don't know if I told you.
Yeah. So next time we're going to do how to write a compelling first chapter.
Yeah. And we'll talk about mistakes in first chapters, because when I've edited people's books, I have seen loads of mistakes.
Okay. And then the week after, we're going to do dialogue. So I love dialogue,
Yeah.
mate. So I'll have a lot to waffle on about that. Why don't we get some dialogue from our own books and make it more of a interactive thing? Examples and
We
shit.
could do. Huh?
Yeah, examples and shit.
Examples. Yeah. We could do.
Cool.
Here's
Yeah.
my shit dialogue. Yes, we haven't actually talked about our own writing this week. We jumped straight into it because you were eager.
Let's do it then. So,
Yeah, because
how
you
have
were
you done
writing.
this?
You sent me a picture. How have you done? You sent me a picture of you writing.
Yeah, I've been writing. Winning because I'm plotting and I've got bits for each chapter. I've done about 7 or 8 chapters and I haven't done any more, but I've got the end finale in my mind. I haven't written it down. That's how usually when I'm pantsing, I'll start the chapters, but I know I'm aiming for something, and that's at the end of the book. So I've got 7 or 8 chapters, and I've done the whole of chapter 1, and it's mint. And now I've realised that that's actually going to be chapter 2, and so I've started chapter 1 again, just because the nature of although it's in the series, it's going to be like a little side story, so people could very well pick that one up first. So I need that kind of introduction into what the fuck I'm talking about through everything. So I need that sort of first chapter. Yes, I've done all right. I did 2,500 words yesterday, and I've done 1,000 words today. But I think it should get done for when it needs to be done.
This your Easter book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately, though, because as soon as I've got it done, I know that my editor will literally do it in 2 days. It's short. He might even have it back to me in the same day. He's really, really good and quick. So it could be, right at the end, I email it off to him. Maybe over the weekend he'll do it. He'll send it me back. And then that day I can have it all uploaded. You know, I can format it and everything, and it's all good to go. So the production side is very quick when I get the edits back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope I don't miss the deadline. I just because pre-order is such a big part of my whole schedule, it just messes everything up.
Yeah.
I won't do it. It's fine. I've got plenty of time. I've done
I'm
total,
too afraid to what?
Hey?
I was going to say I'm too afraid to put pre-orders up now because I've missed a few of mine in the past and had to beg Amazon to reinstate my ability to do them.
Well, you said that, didn't you? I missed one, and then I got put in the 1 year you're not having pre-ordered, which is ridiculous, isn't it? It's like naughty.
Yeah.
This is what you get. But I think it was you that said just email them. Instead of emailing them, it was the right time of the day where I could get on the chat function, and I just groveled to them and sorry, and they said right, no problem. We've unclicked that box. You're not in the naughty corner anymore, and but yeah, it'll be done. And the joys of being an indie, if I not half-ass it, but if there's other bits that I want to add, I can always add it later, which is the joys of doing what we do, isn't it?
Yeah. And you can move a pre-order up to 30 days now, but with it being an Easter book, you can't really move Easter. So that might be a problem.
Yeah. Happy May Day, here's your Easter book.
Yeah.
It won't really work. But after I've done that one, which I will get done, I've given myself it's June the 24th, the 5th novel in that series is out. So I've got loads of time. I'm about 40,000 words in. I've got loads of time to do. It'll be about 85,000 words. So yeah, I've got plenty of time for that one. So yeah. And you? And how you getting on?
I'm all right. I keep changing my mind because this is the problem because I've got so many series. Because I was going to write the Why Choose book that I wanted to write and then mess around with the little witchy dragon one. And then I had this thought of why are you starting a new series when you've got plenty of series that you need to finish?
Do you know what? Starting a new series is like starting a new pen name in a sense.
Exactly. So I was like, you're doing shiny new thing. So stop it and go and finish. Go and get, because I've got my Alex Rogan series where I get messages all the time asking for the next book, and then I've got another series on my other pen name where I get messages there, and I'm like, I need to write these next books because otherwise I'm just going to be pissing readers off because I'm like, yeah, I'm not writing on that series you're waiting for, I'm going to start a new one. And I'd be annoyed as a reader. So
yeah.
I'm like, I had a business chat with myself and I'm like, it makes no business sense not to write the ones that actually have readers ready for it. So I've shelved what I was going to do, and I'm like, when you've finished, you can go and do those, but I've got to.
Yeah, because, I mean, when you start a new series, it's a passion project, and you get excited about it because it's what you want to write. But then on the other side of it, you know, you've got these people waiting, you know, your people are waiting for other things, and it can be quite difficult to juggle. How many series have you got out?
Sure, it's about 5.
5 over the pen names?
Across 2 pen names, yeah, because I've got 2 here, and then I think it's 3 on the other.
So
yeah,
do you know what I think you should do? Do you know what I think you should do? So you're going to do 1 million words this year, yeah?
Yeah.
So call it 10 books. You should split it. Okay, call it 5 series.
Yeah.
Do 2 books in each series. Give them all a book this year. And then you've got a book on the shelf for next year for when you start. And then you've got that one. Do you know what I mean? And so you can kind of be in front. I mean, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Fucking everything off and starting again, just because it takes the pressure off. And I think, if you could do that, only give them a book this year, and then by next year, when you're doing your 1 million words, they might have 2 or 3 books in each series.
Yeah, yeah, and I've already got them in the bank as it is.
Yeah,
yeah. And then I was just like, it's so stupid because one of my series, it's the first. You know, when you go on your KDP account and it lists the top 3 books of that day?
Yeah.
Every single day, it is always the first 3 books of the series on my other pen name. Without fail, that is always. And I'm like, why am I not writing the next book in that series?
How many? And then, how many books? Is that your 22 book series?
No, this one's got like 4 on it. So this is like book 5. And then I've got my Alex ones on this name, and the first book has no ads on it or anything like that. It's got nothing promoting it, and it does all right on its own. And I'm like, that needs its second book, because I have readers who message me every time I send like a newsletter out. I get the same people, when's the next book out? When's Jigsaw 2 out? Yeah, so I'm like, and you've probably done this yourself, like as you've grown as a writer, you look back at your first book and you think, what a pile of shit, because you've changed. So I'm like, right, I want to go back and edit book 1 because there's some things that are doing my head in it. And on the few times I have looked at my negative reviews, the readers have picked up on them as well. So I'm going to go and edit them out while I'm writing book 2 of Rogan. So I'm like, I'm pleasing both sides.
Yeah. That's one thing that I did do when in 2022, was it, when I took everything off.
Yeah.
As I was releasing them again, I re-edited, and one of the things that was that, I mean, when I wrote them, I wrote Meat Market when I was in my mid-20s, so 15, so nearly 20 years ago. So there was a lot of the moment pop references and stuff that Jeremy Kyle or you know, stuff like that. and it's no relevance, and you want your books to be more timeless than that. Obviously, if you write in fantasy, it's timeless anyway, unless it's contemporary fantasy. But for something like that, to keep it timeless, you have to kind of get rid of the moment things that you don't realise are of the moment at the time, but just kind of like iron them out, and it makes no difference to the story, but it just keeps it a bit more timeless and doesn't do your head in, because the last thing I would have wanted was people going, "What's Jerry McKyle?" You know?
Yeah, yeah.
You're talking about stuff I don't know. 3 stars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's not a rewrite. It's literally I'm just going to go in and edit it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'll probably edit the 4 books that are there and bring them, just improve them. But it'll also reacquaint myself with the characters. So.
Yeah.
And they're not long books. They're like 60,000 words.
But where does it end? I mean, you've done the first one, and then are you going to go, oh, is this the Jigsaw Girl?
So, yeah, Jigsaw.
Yeah.
So I'm going to edit the series on my other pen name. But then while I'm writing Jigsaw Girl, so I'm busy plotting that one. And I have to plot this one because it's not like fantasy where I can just make up the solution with magic, because it's a police procedural. I have to get it right.
So your Jigsaw Girl one, have you written the second one now?
No, but I've got it pretty much all fleshed out now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just need to put the
Just need to put pen to paper.
Pen to paper.
Yeah, or fingers to keys.
Yeah. And how's Witchy Witchson doing?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? It's, when we started this podcast, it was all, oh yeah, your ideas and we can do this and show them that, and it's a lot though, isn't it?
Yeah, but then you forget that you've got life and children and family and books to actually write.
Yeah. But I do know a few of our listeners though that are actually doing Thrive for 25, and it's really awesome. Helped them, which is fantastic. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter really if we do it, because we're going to do more than that on the daily anyway. But for the new writer, to get into that routine, and that's the whole point, isn't it?
I realised I didn't put my Monday post up yesterday to ask how everyone's week went. I need to do that.
You'll have to do a Tuesday one, won't you? Oh, I'll put a Monday one up and see if anyone notices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because on the weekend I was busy editing videos. I edited like 5 videos.
I saw that the other day. I was on YouTube and they all came up. All your thumbnails. Well, geez, is this like all those ones that you did ages ago, but you just haven't got around to editing them?
Yeah. And I've got, like you were saying with the book, I've actually got now a couple of videos in the bank, so I'm ahead of myself, which is good.
It takes pressure off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So next week, episode 16 out. I mean, they're about an hour long. 16 hours. That's a lot, that, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah. So we're talking first chapters next week.
First chapters, yeah.
Okay.
Mistakes. How to make your chapters good. There's like a load of bullet points in the thing if you want to go and have a nosy.
Okay.
Not the listener, you.
Yeah, I'll probably not do that. So
yeah, because you'll be packing to go away.
You have to send me the link again, because I just had it on my taskbar, but it's gone again. So you'll have to send me the link so I can have a look. It's been ages since I've seen it. I just sent. Yeah. I just tend to you keep going, right, we'll do a crafty one, and then on a whim, like that review one when I had that bad review, we're doing a review one. Or like, because I've been doing audio yesterday, right, I want an audio one.
Yeah. Mind you, I did it to you with we did an episode about diversifying your income when they took TikTok then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how are your TikToks going?
Yeah, they're all right. I think I've done like a couple of days now. I'm like, I really need to sort my shit out.
Oh, good. I've just done a big long post on Novel Gains Facebook page. If you're not a member, join. It's great for getting insight into video marketing for your books. Novel Gains on Facebook. And I've just done a big long post saying my 63 days of consistency, what I've found and what I've learned.
I'll have to go read that.
As a newbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you going to carry on? Is it still going good?
It's part of what I do every day now.
Yeah.
And it's selling books every day. What's weird that I found was I always thought you put a video on and then it'd have its up to whatever amount of views and then it's just done. That video's done. But that's not true. I mean, my first one that did over 10,000 views back in January, mid-January, I had someone message me on that today saying, "Oh, where can you get this?" Yeah, so they've obviously still got a half-life after, you know, which is good, but it's also annoying because it means that you haven't really figured out anything ever. What about the algorithm that you thought you knew is just no. But yeah, so she bought the whole series, all first 3 books in paperback this morning, which was lovely of her.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Feels like we're coming to the natural end. Just kind of trying to think of things. Stunted.
Episode done.
Yeah. Okay. It's been emotional as always. Amazing, Rachel.
That's all right. Just Rob.
Just Rob.
Just Rob.
Yeah. Please like, subscribe, tell your friend, tell 2 friends if you've got 2.
Join the Facebook group.
Facebook group. Well, that's what they're liking and subscribing.
No, because it could be watched on YouTube, and so they go and like and subscribe it there if you send the video over for us to upload.
Yeah. Did you see that the other day when Tony put on, sorry about the mishap. It was a day late, wasn't it? And then someone, one of the listeners put Rob, like they knew it was me. They knew it was my fuck up. So I'm going to edit it. I've already. It's there. This week's is there. It's fine. It's all done. I just need to do a few shorts and I'll send those over later. Yes. So been emotional. I'll see you next week for first chapterness, and we're gonna read out some of our first chapters.
Oh God.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What book are you gonna do? What book are you gonna choose?
Probably my Death Dealer's one. I think she starts about wanting pizza.
So you're gonna read out the whole chapter
about wanting pizza, yeah.
So what you need to do is your backdrop needs to change. There needs to be an open fire there to start off with, and you need a nice Chesterfield.
She's in a morgue.
So you reading as the reader.
Me.
You know,
as the reader,
you need to get in your Chesterfield and read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll forget that next week. You'll probably get away with it. I'll forget that we're reading out our first chapter.
Yeah.
But anyway, right. In a bit. See you later.
See you later. Bye.